Dylan Raiola was showcasing his elite talent during Nebraska's spring game. The 19-year-old freshman comes into a Nebraska program being rebuilt by college football coaching great Matt Rhule, and Raiola was putting on a show during Nebraska's spring game. Join us as we analyze Dylan Raiola's spring game, including the potential impact that he will have if he comes into Lincoln and starts for Matt Rhule and Nebraska football. We will also take a listen to NFL veteran and Nebraska football's very own Ameer Abdullah's comments on Raiola as well. Before we get into Raiola's film, prior to Nebraska's spring game, Matt Rhule was asked whether fans should temper their expectations for Dylan Raiola during Nebraska's spring game. Take a listen to his response.
Husker fans have pretty high standard. I'm sure that if I was a Husker fan, I'd just be coming hoping that the ball's not on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's play real football. So, but I mean, you want to be the starting quarterback at Nebraska? You better be ready to deal with the heat. You know what I'm saying? So
Dylan Raiola, safe to say, satisfied fans' expectations by putting on a show, showcasing elite talent that I think those in Lincoln are intrigued by. As we take a look at Raiola's Nebraska spring game film, I want to highlight Raiola's accuracy on his deep passes. Take a look at these next two plays. Watch the ball placement on these passes. Very impressive to see from a freshman. Look, I understand this is a spring game and who knows whether it's good on goods or not, but Raiola is showcasing elite talent that is very intriguing to see. As we continue to watch Raiola's spring game performance, I want to talk about the impact that Raiola could have on Nebraska football if he does end up starting. Matt Rhule is in the process of turning around Nebraska football, and Raiola is a key part in this process. Nebraska has Malachi Coleman returning at wide receiver, as well as some new faces for Dylan Raiola's offense. These weapons, Coleman especially, will fit in with Raiola tremendously, as Coleman had a lot of success catching the ball 15 yards down the field or more on deep passes from Nebraska's struggling quarterbacks last season. Raiola showcased in the spring game his accuracy and confidence in these deep passes. This makes me very intrigued as to Nebraska's offense being legit this season. Before I show Nebraska alum and NFL vet Ameer Abdullah's comments on Dylan Raiola, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Abdullah had high praise for Raiola. Take a listen.
Funny story about Dylan. When I first got drafted to Detroit, his father, Dominique Raiola, had just finished up in the NFL, and he was assistant string coach in Detroit. So Dylan would be around all the time, man. You could tell that he had that it factor, just that IQ of like a quarterback or that attentionality of a quarterback, because he would just be around Matthew Stafford. He would be around Calvin. He would be around myself, and he would just be throwing the ball, playing catch after practice every single day. And it's crazy. I'm on the internet one day, and I'm looking at this kid. I'm like, man, he looks like Dominique Raiola. And then I look at his name. I'm like, man, get the hell out of here. This is Dylan Raiola. This is the same kid that I was working out with, giving noogies every day after practice too, like just to see, the maturity that he has, and then all the other guys in that room as well. I think just the competition alone is going to take Nebraska to a big jump this year.
Abdullah with some high praise for Raiola, saying that he has the it factor. Man, I really look forward to what Dylan Raiola is able to do headed into this season. Hey, Nebraska football fans, where you at? I want to hear your thoughts of Raiola and what he will do under Matt Rhule. Make sure all y'all Nebraska fans like the video and hit that subscribe button, as I will be covering Nebraska football in depth, unlike anybody else in sports media. Thank you all for watching, and see you on the next one.